Okay, what if I told you that one of the most valuable private companies in India isn't some hot new tech startup, but a family business that got its start selling a simple, savory snack? Well, today we're digging into the absolutely incredible story of Haldiram's.
Let's just start with a number that should make you sit up and pay attention. $10 billion. I mean, to put that into perspective, that's bigger than a lot of well-known global brands. And that's the valuation that was just recently placed on the Indian snack maker Haldiram's.
So you gotta ask, right? In this day and age, when we're all obsessed with tech unicorns, how can a company that's famous for a traditional fried snack like bhujia be worth that much money? Well, that's exactly what we're here to figure out.
First things first, let's unpack that $10 billion valuation. We really need to get our heads around how an 87-year-old family business even gets into that kind of territory.
To really understand the value, you first have to understand the sheer scale of this operation. See, Haldiram's isn't just a snack company. It's an industrial giant that's kind of been hiding in plain sight.
And this chart really shows their dominance. They own almost 13% of India's entire savory snacks market. But here's the really wild part. Look at the organized sector, the branded stuff you buy in stores. In that space, they command an absolutely staggering 38.5%.
And the scale is just immense. I mean, think about it. They sell over 500 different items. We're talking everything from traditional sweets to entire ready-to-eat meals. And this isn't just an Indian thing. You can find Haldiram's products in 100 different countries, everywhere from London to Los Angeles.
And these numbers right here? This is the financial muscle behind the whole operation. For fiscal year 2024, they brought in revenues of roughly $1.5 billion, with profits around $170 million. Yeah, these are not corner shop numbers. This is serious, global business.
But listen, numbers like that don't just magically appear, especially for a legacy brand. This huge $10 billion valuation was really unlocked by a very smart, very deliberate modernization play, a series of moves that basically made the company irresistible to global investors.
You see, for decades, the Haldiram's empire was actually split in two. You had two different branches of the same family running completely separate businesses, one based in Delhi and the other in Nagpur. Now, for a big private equity firm, that kind of complexity is a huge red flag.
So their solution was, honestly, pretty brilliant. They went through this complex legal merger, got the official approval, and combined the two separate empires into one single unified powerhouse. That one move immediately shot them onto the radar of global investment giants like Temasek and Blackstone.
And they didn't stop there. In 2023, they did something that's often really tough for a family business. They hired their first ever CEO from outside the family. It was a huge signal that they were dead serious about playing on the global stage.
Okay, so you have the merger, the new CEO, but all of this modern business strategy is built on a foundation that's been setting for nearly a century. To really understand the brand's power, you have to look at its secret ingredient, its history.
And you can see that whole journey right here. It all starts in 1937 with one tiny shop. By the 80s, it's a household name across the country. And now, with these recent corporate changes, it's ready to become a true global force. It's just a story of slow, steady, relentless growth.
This quote from the Economic Times really nails it. That journey, from a tiny local shop to a mega business, isn't just a corporate history lesson. It's the very reason the brand inspires such deep trust and loyalty in millions and millions of customers.
So what is the company's real secret sauce? It's not a recipe, it's this powerful mix of three key things: a brand name that literally everyone in India recognizes, the deep trust that comes with that history, and a distribution network that is, frankly, second to none.
And this distribution network, this is the real engine room of the company. It's this massive, tangled web that gets their 500-plus products from the factory floor onto the shelves of everything from a giant hypermarket in Mumbai to the smallest village shop way up in the Himalayas. It's a competitive advantage that's almost impossible for anyone else to copy.
All right, so with a $10 billion war chest and new investors likely coming on board, the big question is, what's next? How does this snack giant plan to not just defend, but actually expand its empire?
Well, the plan is all about aggressive expansion. First, they're going on the attack in South India, a market where they haven't been as strong, by just buying up regional players. And at the same time, they're widening their menu, moving into new areas like chocolates and cookies to take the fight directly to global giants like Mondelez.
But this is not going to be an easy fight. The Indian food industry is a total battleground. You've got established national rivals and a whole new wave of well-funded regional brands all fighting for a piece of the pie.
And that really brings us to the final $10 billion question. For 87 years, Haldiram's has perfected the art of blending spices and tradition. But the question now is, can it successfully blend that tradition with the cutthroat world of global finance to build its next chapter? That is the challenge that lies ahead.